It is my absolute honor to introduce to you Daryl Kevin Washington from Dallas, Texas. I had the privilege to encounter Mr. Washington about 2 years ago at a Balsa event. And I remember sitting in the back of the room and I observed how passionate he was about speaking to us students. Some of us were students, some of us were pre-law students. And I remember thinking, who is this guy? And he cares so much. And so I had the chance to shake your hand, and I just remember just such a lasting impression. And so I wanted to share a little bit with you guys about his experience in law. His experience includes representing clients in civil rights law, including police brutality, police misconduct, wrongful arrest, wrongful death, sports, entertainment and media matters, business transactions, commercial and litigation matters, settlement negotiations, contract and business practice disputes, and other matters involving complex and unique issues. Daryl has represented clients before the SEC and Texas State Securities Board. He also provided legal advice to small businesses and assist with business formations, contract drafting, and achievements. His achievements are numerous. I mean, this gentleman has made some waves in our community and in the field of law, and it is an absolute honor to introduce him. If you would, please clap your hands and welcome Daryl Washington.
Good evening. Good evening. Is Evangeline here? Where's Evangeline? I guess Evangeline is walking around here somewhere, but I just have to really get her because I thought all I was going to be doing is coming here and getting an award. But I didn't realize I was going to have to say a short speech. And I don't know what I did wrong in life to have to come after Judge Overstreet and the chancellor from Florida A&M. I'm just happy that I didn't have to come after Chancellor Pierre, because that would be very tough. Before I get started, and I'll try to be brief, I just want to thank all my friends who are here. I see Chris Leopold and I see other individuals who I went to law school with. And it's just an honor because I'm here not because of me, but guys like Chris and other people who was there at Southern who helped me get through it. Ms. Jones, I just don't know what to say about what you said. I'll be honest, and if you guys didn't write this down, I mean, you had me crying. I mean, and I try not to cry, but to hear that story and to hear that passion, I hope you guys understand what she gave to you, because a lot of people, a lot of attorneys have egos, and they would not share what you shared with them, so I really thank you. Chancellor, it's an honor to be here with you, because my 3 years at Southern University, you were responsible for the things that I was able to accomplish. So to stand here and I tell you, and I give all of you the challenge, my goal was when I was in law school, I wanted people to be able to one day call my school and be able to talk to Chancellor Pierre and other individuals and ask them what type of student I was. So, Chancellor, I'm glad that I can share. I mean, I finally know what it feels like to be in heaven, to be up here with all you guys. I mean, it's just an honor to me. But Chancellor, I'm equally honored to be here representing Southern University Law Center, because I'm a product of Southern University Law Center, and I think about it all the time. What I do in life, it's because of Southern. I'm Southern's investment, and I have to always remember the good, the bad, the ugly. Southern's going to always come up. Just a very quick story. I was in the middle of a major trial. Never forget this. And I was going through Judge Overstreet, an attorney from University of Texas, a couple of attorneys. And, we were going through a mediation, and these attorneys came up to me and they said, I noticed you went to Southern University Law Center. Where is that? And man, I'll be honest, it pissed me off just a little bit, for him to ask me that, Chancellor. And I said, it's in Baton Rouge. He said, oh, where LSU is located? I said, yeah, we're in Baton Rouge. So we went through the mediation, and we didn't get the case settled. We went on to trial. And long story short, about $15 million later on the verdict, I walk up to the attorney and I say, do you know where Southern University is located now? And that's the thing Chancellor always told me, just let your actions take care. You don't have to talk back to people. But Southern was my experience there, I applied to the University of Texas, LSU, and Southern. For some reason, Southern took a long time to get back to me. Never shared the story with you, Chancellor. So I got accepted at LSU. And I paid my seat deposit and everything, and I was going to LSU already. I was in Dallas. I started my career in public accounting, working with Deloitte & Touche, similar to Chancellor. And so I say, well, I'm going to LSU. I wanted to go to Southern. I graduated from Grambling, so you got to understand it was very hard wanting to go to Southern in the first place. But was going to LSU, and I got a letter in the mail from Southern University. And they say, you've been accepted. Now, remember, people, we always hear this, LSU, Southern. Most people say, well, I'm going to LSU because of the name and all this. I tell people the story all the time. I didn't even call LSU back for my seat deposit. I say, you guys can have it. I'm going to Southern University. And, when you making those decisions, don't get caught up on the name of the law school. And oftentimes I hear that story all the time. People think that you have to go to a big name law school in order to be successful. It's not the truth. Constitutional law is constitutional law. It's going to be the same cases whether you go to LSU, whether you go to the University of Texas, it doesn't matter. Contract law is going to be the same. You're going to have the same cases, civil procedure. All of it's going to be the same. It's about you. And it's how you apply yourself. And when I hear the story about talking to students, there was a couple of students, I see the young man that's sitting at the back. I'm here today because of you all. This is probably, and I give this story, this is probably the worst moment for me to be here right now. I'm not sure if you guys heard of the case of Botham John. He was the young man, he was in his apartment in Dallas, Texas, and the police officer walked into his apartment and killed him and said that she thought she was in her apartment. Well, I'm one of the attorneys, myself, Ben Crump, and Lee Merritt. We represent the John family. And the John family just arrived in Dallas from St. Lucia. And I'm supposed to be with the family right now preparing them. It's going to be a very difficult case. They're going to see pictures of their son. They're going to see their son taking his very last breath. And it's going to be a very difficult case. But I asked them their permission to come here and be with you all because I gave Evangeline my commitment, and this is what law is all about, keeping your word. I wanted to be here with you all. Just like I heard her talking about the areas that I practice in. Chancellor, I got into civil rights, I think it was by accident. Chancellor, you said something that was very important. You can't go to law school if you go in there just to make the money. That's not what it's all about. You have to go there because you want to make a difference. And I guarantee if I was to look at any one of y'all letters that y'all going to send the chancellor and everyone, you're going to put in your letters that I'm going to law school because I want to make a difference. I want to change my communities and I want to be the voice for the voiceless. But somehow people forget that when they graduate from law school. And everybody want to go to the big firms. Everybody want to make as much money as possible. Want to drive the fancy cars, live behind the gates, just have all that. And we forget about our community. But about 15 years ago, I took on a case, pro bono, a police case. And what I learned during that case was that we had African Americans who were being killed by police officers for unlawful reasons. But our families, our communities were not getting that representation because in most cases, the gentlemen who were being killed were guys who had felonies, guys who the community had basically written off, and we just thought it was okay for that person to be killed. And I said, no, it's not okay. But it continued to go on. Then we had the case with Jordan Edwards, 15-year-old kid who was killed by a Balk Springs police officer. I represented the family. I was happy to say that in 40 years, he was the first police officer to get convicted for killing this young man. And the thing about it, the weekend before Jordan Edwards' trial, I spoke to an organization. I was given an award by Grambling. And I asked the organization, the people who was in attendance, I say, please pray that we can somehow get justice, because I know it's very difficult. And I will tell you all, as future attorneys, one of the things that's most disappointing to me, every single trial, and every trial lawyer in here, Chris, Brian, everybody will say the same thing. Every time we are getting prepared for a trial, all right, and we're about to pick a jury, and we have that jury pool out there, and I look at that jury pool and I see African Americans, I put my head down, Chancellor, and I start praying. And I say, God, please, don't let them be the ones to make the excuses not to serve on the jury. And that judge asked the question, is there a reason why someone cannot serve on the jury? And 99.9%, you know who raised up their hands? Us. And we have to stop it. We need to count on you all to go out to the community and to tell them how important it is for African Americans to serve on juries. Because we need you all when they're back there deliberating. We need you to be able to tell them, just because somebody has sagging pants, just because somebody have earrings in their ears, just because somebody have dreads, don't make them a bad person. So we have to change. And I'm hoping that you guys pray with me as we start the trial on Monday for the death of Botham John. Botham was the perfect kid. Botham was working at PricewaterhouseCoopers. The community finally got to see that this wasn't a problem that was just happening to individuals who had been convicted of felons, et cetera. It was individuals like you all, Botham. And we go to trial, and this trial has so much legal significance. This trial is going to now mean that you guys can sit in your apartments and not have to worry about somebody knocking on your door and saying, I'm there by accident. It was an accident when they took your life. So I challenge each one of you all to consider civil rights when you graduate from law school. We need you. We need as many of you as possible. Is Rebecca Radcliffe in here? I just wanted to recognize Rebecca. Rebecca, stand up. And I'm sitting down, but Rebecca told me something, Chancellor, that just really touched me. Rebecca has been working for quite some time, and she told me that after, 25 years plus, she made the decision to go back to law school. So if Rebecca could go back to law school with the family, with bills, and all the things that she's facing, you all can do it as well and be successful. Good luck, and thank you all very much for having me.